Either way, we'll have to see what they want to go for. Their second pick, New Gen Esports. Up against a Venomancer and an Omni. Oh, they're going to go Jakiro. I was going to say you're going to want... I wouldn't be surprised if they go with somebody who's a natural Diffusal Blade carrier. I don't know why that was so hard to think. So, honestly, Ricky pick here I think is not bad. There's a lot of space to be created by the Death Prophet, as well as the Jakiro. So I think Ricky is an option here, because you do need somebody to go Diffusal Blade up against this Omni Knight. Otherwise, you're going to have a very hard time. The other thing is they could go with a Shadow Demon. They have one support slot open left, so they could go, if they want, if they've run it before and are comfortable, they could go for something along the lines of a Shadow Demon Mirana combination. But they ban out the Phantom Assassin, which I think is a very good ban. It's a combo that's very good with Omni Knight. The blink slow, and then Omni Knight gets in range, and purification damage hurts, and it's all in all just not great. But what do you do? On a side note, while we're just kind of waiting for these picks to come out, Twitch chat. What the hell? I've never seen a Twitch chat so quiet. Say hi. I like you guys. Thanks for watching, by the way, everybody who has been tuning in on Twitch. But have to turn off the music there. Hopefully it's not a big deal. But either way. And just waiting for the Shadowhunters for their another band coming out. But as I was saying, Ricky I think would be all right for New Gen. They need something to deal with his Omni Knight. So Shadow Demon is very good, as well as Ricky, just because he builds a Shadow Blade. There's a handful of other heroes that I think would be all right as well. Anti-Mage isn't great. Medusa's not bad. Omni Knight's usually pretty good against her, but she can just sustain through it and kind of hold off. So I actually might see Shadowhunters go for a Medusa themselves. I'll have to kind of wait and see what they want to, how they want to run it, but either way, they're gonna need a purge. The other option is for New Gen is you can pick up a Doom and have him eat one of the satyrs. I believe it's the little guys, the little white ones. They oh, excuse me. They have a built-in purge on a 5-second cooldown. It costs a fair bit of mana, but it is an option. So if you go Doom, you do have that route you can go if you want. Invoker banned out by New Gen Esports, which is interesting. Maybe something they just don't want to play out. That, or they've maybe done some homework, or quickly looked at the Shadowhunters up on Dota buff of some sort and seen that they have somebody who plays a solid Invoker, or just a hero they don't want to go for. But either way. Just waiting for this final band coming here in the second phase. As far as New Gen Esports go, their draft is fairly straightforward so far. They're going in for a lot of push potential. They have, like, with the Death Prophet and Digikiro. If I could see Leshrac maybe being an option, as well as Pugna. Pugna I haven't seen a whole lot of it. I think Leshrac's solid right now, just hasn't been getting a whole lot of play. It's handy to have a little bit of setup. Both Jakiro and Leshrac do a little bit better when somebody does have a stun. So Ogre, Magi, and Venge, I think, could be options here for New Gen Esports. Both heroes very good at positioning, as well as assisting a push in a way. Ogre just kind of zoning out the enemy heroes. Venge increasing the damage of the everybody around her with her aura. It's going to be a Naga ban from Shadowhunters. Very interesting. They pick up a Razor of their own. Not sure where they're going to want to run that hero, but in the end, we'll have to wait and see. I assume it's going to be mid, but it's just kind of a strange. Omni Knight Venomancer is not the strongest set of supports, but we'll see how it goes. Gale and as well as Dejanara are very good as far as controlling enemy heroes, and then they have a lot of damage coming out just over time from the Veno and a little bit of burst from the Omni Knight. I'd like to see Shadowhunters pick up a Legion commander here almost. If you can get a Legion off to a good start with an Omni Knight, it can snowball so well for you. You can blink and burst down the Death Prophet before she has time to do anything. And all in all, I think it's just would be a very solid pickup here. As well as it's very good at deterring the push. What is it called? I can't remember the name of her cube. Legion Commanders, not Rain of Arrows. Not the spell. What is it? Either way, her Q, very good at deterring pushes. Just the nature of it doing more damage the more things it hits. Let's see here. New gen, maybe going for something early aggression like an axe would be alright as well. Darkseer is another option that kind of fills the same role. You could go with that. Centaur as well. All those kind of offlane tanky melee cores. I think Axe is the best one right now. And if you have some Axe, you can blink Call and then the Death Prophet Ghost just going to town, as well as the Jakiro follow up with an Ice Path or a Macropyre. They pick a Quap right now. Axe still an option, but that'll be, I'm assuming, offlane Quap. Offlane Quap or mid Quap and safe lane Death Prophet. I'm not sure. Maybe safe lane Queen? Or they could be looking to go aggressive, and it's going to be a solo safe lane Queen, and then Jakiro +2 in the aggressive lane. They haven't picked up their second support or anyone that I could clearly see playing in mid lane, or in the one position farming role. But I have to see. Shadowhunters, they did pick up a Spectre, so a very solid carry, like very very strong in the late game, and I think out carries Death Prophet and Quap quite handedly, but very easy to punish early, and Death Prophet and Queen, they're very good at fighting early, so we'll have to see here what they want to go for. It's going to be an anti-mage picked up from New Gen Esports. So some more push potential there, although this is split push. But it very much sets up a kind of a 4 push top, 1 push bottom type of strategy, like a 4 protect 1 or a 4 distract 5 kind of thing. And it's another hero that's I think it's gonna be very hard for Shadowhunters to deal with this. I'm looking at their lineup, and they're already up against the Queen of Pain and an Anti-Mage, and both of which have very good built-in blinks. And they don't have a solid hard stun to their name. Their Tidehunter's gone, so they don't have that. I think Centaur is an option for them. Slardar is good. He's got a very good stun on a short cooldown, 8 seconds. Venge I don't think is very good. They need some AoE stun potential. Magnus is an option as well, but I'm very much worried for Shadowhunters here. Unless they can start rolling as 5, they need some really solid potential to pick it off. They just don't have any way to kill the Quap or the Anti-Mage. They don't even have a silence right now. So to see Shadowhunters, what can they ban out? I think if they banned Magnus right now, that would really, really hurt Shadowhunters. Or maybe Centaur. One of the two, I think, are what they're going to have to go ahead and ban. They're going to ban Centaur. I think that's a good call, as I was just stating. But final pick coming out here from Shadowhunters, and it's Axe honestly wouldn't be terrible for them. It's his blink call is on a very short cooldown. He can do a lot of damage. His damage is physical, so it would help with the anti-mage Quap. Not the tankiest, I believe. I don't know her base armor off the top of my head, but let's see, they're going to go with Night Stalker, so okay. That's okay, I guess, but the problem he's going to have is if they see him before he can get in range to silence, they're going to just blink away from him. But we'll have to see. I mean, Night Stalker is a hero that can do it. He can shut down an Anti-Mage and a Quap, but he's got to get ahead. Fortunately, his nuke damage doesn't do a whole lot to Anti-Mage. It will hurt the Quap quite a bit, but we'll have to see where they're going to want to run that also. I'm assuming it's going to be a safe lane Spectre, but not sure if it's going to be an offlane Razor or an offlane Night Stalker. I almost would say it'd be better if it was an offlane Razor. And Earthshaker is going to be the one picked up for New Gen Esports. So, a very solid team fight coming from them. And right off the bat, I do prefer the New Gen Esports draft, but we'll have to see how they lane it and how they play it. A lot of it, more of how the game works out comes down to that than I think a lot of other things. But quickly introduce the teams. We've got for the Radiant for New Gen, we've got Ka X Miro. I'm just gonna call him Ka on the anti-mage. On the Earthshaker, we've got Kuda. We're gonna go with Kuda. Playing for the Death Prophet up in the mid lane, we've got WXXY. On the Jakiro, where are you? We've got Pharaohs. And last but certainly not least for the Radiant, we've got F1, F2. That's an easy name. I like that one. Luxray is going to be handling the Spectre for the Dire. What's that? Wank? No. Wank. Wank is going to be playing the Venomancer for the Dire. Nightmare Beacon is going to be on the Omni Knight. That's a little interesting. And Vec is playing the Night Stalker. Is that all of them? Did I go with them all? Where's the Razor? Oh, there he is. Last but certainly not least, we've got Face playing the Razor. So another face person. I'm just going to have to refer to him by hero. But either way. Quick pause comes out. Razor is AFK, I think. Which is a little bit unfortunate, but teams only get 3 pauses in a game. Quickly, let's talk about lanes, though. And it looks like it's going to be a defensive tri-lane coming out from the side of... Oh man, why can't I remember the name all of a sudden? Wow. Best caster EU. Shadow Hunters. Nope, sorry about that. Shadow Hunters is going to be running a defensive tri-lane, Night Stalker in the mid, and I think it's going to be Razor offlane, which I think is a lot better. He's already started with Plasma Field, so he can harass from a bit of a range when we get some CS. And it's going to be, looks like going up against a defensive tri-lane consisting of Jakiro, Earthshaker, and Anti-Mage. So he's going to be very careful. If he gets caught, he will have a pretty rough time here. Looks like the Quap took a little bit of damage here, trading blows up against the Omni Knight and the Spectre. There's nothing you want to do. Death Prophet's going to be in the mid lane. It's going to be an offlane Queen of Pain, which I think will be okay. She'll be able to get some experience as well as a very good escape. They have no hard stuns for her, no silences, so they'll be all right. Razor forced to TP all the way down here. It's going to be a bit of a rough start for him. But in the end, we'll have to see. He's got to be careful, though. Jakiro's there, Fissure as well, but it's not going to land. And he's going to be completely zoned out now by that Fissure. Luxray, I think he's going to be okay CSing up against this Quap, but you got to be careful. Quap starts out with a fair bit of damage, and we'll be able to deny quite a few of these creeps from him. And he's only got I think Veno should be the one sitting in lane harassing the Quap, and Omni Knight should be the one stacking and pulling and whatnot, but maybe it's just what the players are on and what they're good at. Razor taking some damage here, and his ward is going to get cleaned up here, so a little bit unfortunate. And Spectre's dropping very low. See how much Quap wants to commit for this. I think that's quite a win for F1, F2. Doing a great job in this off lane, zoning out the Spectre. And he's going up against a tri-lane solo. I don't think there's a whole lot more you could ask from him. Forcing the carry back like that, and then as well as getting some okay CS, decent levels. Venom, it's going to come through, but not even a poison level in Poison Sting. So, press back. Dagger doesn't want to go for it. But the Venom can't even use Gale. Pop will just blink away. Death Prophet of the mid lane should be doing okay up against the Night Stalker. He's pretty tanky, but there's not a lot you can do up against Crypt Swarm spam like that. Oh, DD rune picked up by Hero. Would have been spotted out. Night Stalker will be able to at least get his levels here. That said, he's going to have a pretty tough time up against this Death Prophet, I think. So many heroes dropping so low to the side of Shadow Hunters. They're going to have to... Oh, and it's Razor that gets... Razor that gets picked off in the bottom lane going up against the Jakiro, Anti-Mage, and Earthshaker tri-lane. He dropped very quickly. DD rune up on Jakiro as well as the mana burn coming from the Anti-Mage doing a fair bit of damage. Wop looks like she's starting to get a little aggressive here. No points up in Dispersion yet. I think that's a point you kind of got to get. But either way. He is only level 2. Night Stalker will be hitting level 4 soon, but the CS is not going his way. Another pause coming out from the side of the Dire, so we'll have to see what they want to do. What's going on with this one? A quick one, it looks like. The new gen people being pretty well mannered about the pauses. That's nice to see. Good sportsmanship coming from them. And Venomaster is going to rotate through. Has a point up in Plague Wards, but still on Poison Sting. And Spectre has been zoned all the way out. So far back, she can't even go up against the go up into the lane to try and CS. Gale's going to connect, but I mean it's level 1 Gale, so it doesn't do anything. Especially up against a Quap who can just blink away. Right. Gets the purification off, but I don't think it connected with Quap. In fact, I know it didn't. And Luxray has a Ring of Health, but it's just, I think this is a downward spiral. They really need this Night Stalker pick to come out, like, come out flush. They really need it to go Millhouse in order for the pick to be worth it. It is nighttime now, so we'll have to see. Not opting for a point in Crippling Fear, instead going the third point in Void. I'm not too sure about that. And if he doesn't rotate for this, I think they're going to be in some serious trouble here. Luxray might actually die to this. Oh no. I don't know. Can you deny Shadow Strike? I don't know if you can. Off the top of my head, I think you can, but he's going to be alright. Omni Knight's sitting there. Can heal him up again in a moment. Not going to go down, but that's max level Shadow Strike, and he is doing some serious work with it. Night Stalker taking a lot of damage from Death Prophet. Not somebody you can man up on. He's got to be careful here. If he gets hit by another Crypt Swarm and a couple of right clicks, he's going to bottle up. He'll be okay, but just having a tough time. Anti-Mage so far has been kind of just free farming down here. Getting pretty solid CS. Luxray getting harassed back quite heavily, and Bob's just going to blink away. She's out of mana now, so she won't be able to go up and harass quite as effectively for a little bit here, but I feel like the damage has already been done. Spectre's got 11 CS, the offlane solo Quap has 17, and Anti-Mage is sitting up at 31, so if you're comparing counterparts here, they're in a pretty rough place. But like I said, Spectre I want to say is the ultimate comeback hero. The ability for her to buy some cheap, effective tanky items, and then in the mid game, buy back, haunt in, and pick up a couple of kills, can really, really catapult her back. And I want to say Spectre is an excellent comeback kid. Just here's the way it works. Night Stalker, buddy, though, you got to start rotating a little bit here. He's going to look to go on the Death Prophet. Has a silence if he wants to throw it out, he does. But he's not faster than her. Unfortunately, she's got too many points up in Witchcraft, and once the slow wears off, not quick enough. Doesn't have boots yet, unfortunately. Looks like a pause coming out from Anti-Mage. Maybe a little bit of lag being experienced or something. We're not too sure. But we'll have to wait and see. Spectre doesn't even have boots on the throw. Omni Knight's got a zoning. That's whatever. Venomancer has some boots. Night Stalker. Everybody that needs farm on the side of Shadowhunters is just getting suffocated here. The laning stage coming out from New Gen is very, very strong, and they're not. I don't think they're going to be ones to give up their lead too lightly. And I like Anti-Mage went for boots first, didn't go straight for the Naked Battle Fury, but he's already got 1,200 gold. He can pick up a Claymore very soon, or the Broadsword, depending on what he wants, and he's going to be able to quickly get to that Battle Fury. I'm expecting probably a 13-minute Battle Fury from him, maybe 15. 13, 15. We'll have to see how long it takes. And a lot of that depends on the rotations coming from Shadowhunters. I think if everything stays static in another 5 minutes, in another 10 minutes or so, or 8 minutes, he'll have his Battle Fury done, at which point he's going to farm out of control. Should get that crow out to him, though, but oh well. And the dagger spam continues. That is an absurd amount of damage per tick at this point. Spectre is going to be having a very tough time dealing with that. Blink Sonic Wave is there. Spectre, not too low. Quap doesn't have the mana for it, though. He needs to use this Clarity. She used one and get cancelled? I didn't see. Just on the edge. But if she uses this Clarity, gets to full mana, and then Blink Scream. Scream's only level 1. She'd have to get the... I should have get Spectre pretty low. But either way. Night Stalker getting dove heavily coming up from WXXY, and he's going to bottle up a little bit here, but he's got to back off now. And Death Prophet's just going to be happily sitting in this mid lane, CSing. Going for the level 8 404 build, which I think how hard she was winning the lane, she doesn't need to worry about rotating or pushing out down other towers. and just sit in the lane and throw out Crypt Swarms, I think is completely fine. And that's the first night gone, and nothing gained from this Night Stalker pick. That was the time when he was supposed to rotate and make things happen. Comes in, gets off a Void, as well as the Silence, but not going to do a whole lot. He's trading very ineffectively up against his Death Prophet. Oh, Quap is now... Oh, throws out the Scream, gets a kill on the Omni Knight, and that's going to be a double kill. Oh, man. The solo offlaner picking up a double kill by himself. Fruto was there, but the Earthshaker didn't throw out anything until it was too late. That's a huge win coming up for her. And very unfortunate for the Omni Knight. And now some people might be thinking, well, if you had a point in Repel, but I mean, Repel doesn't help against Sonic Wave. It goes through pure, it deals pure damage through Magic Community, so very unfortunate here. Is that the creeps just pushing? It is the creeps. Night Stalker's gonna be there to clean him up, but Anti-Mage, how are you doing, buddy? He's got looks like a crow going out to the secret shop, gonna get that Void Stone picked up. He's got his Claymore out to him as well. 1,200 gold in the bank, so he's halfway to that that Battle Fury if he wants it. Quap's gonna have a Clarity cancel. That's a little unfortunate, but Earthshaker is again sitting up here. He's got a Fissure. He's gonna TP bottom. Looks like they want to go into the Razor. Liquid Fire's gonna come out. Static Drain as well. Mana Void, nope, not even gonna need it. Jakiro's Liquid Fire gonna clean it up, and Earthshaker TP's into the mid lane. Gonna throw it a Fissure, does connect. They need to throw it another Crypt Swarm though. Oh, just on the edge. So close coming out from the Death Prophet there. A little bit closer, and if he hadn't stutter stepped back and forth a little bit there, would have been a very unfortunate death coming from him. But that's a level 1 Exorcism going to come out, quickly cleans up the tower, and going to look to push. Does a lot of damage to the Razor there. She's going to just sit here in the mid lane. Up on the top lane, I think this is the death of Luxray. He's going to tick out just to the dagger here. But Quap's now in a bit of a sticky situation. Unfortunately, he has walked himself away from being able to get denied. One more tick and he's going to go down. Quap's going to pick up another kill from a distance. Gets cleaned up by the Void from the Night Stalker, though. So he rotates through in the second night, finds a kill. And on a very high priority target is the Quap. Somebody who's been doing very well and worth a fair bit of money and gold. But they're going to look to go on the Venomancer. Venomancer dropping very low. Throws out a Gale in return. And he's going to get cleaned up. Silence comes out onto the Death Prophet. They need 2 right clicks, though. Oh, misses because of the Void. Luxray has rotated back in and is looking to pick up another kill. Death Prophet, is she going to make it? Oh, she is going to TP out. Meanwhile, Earthshaker was cleaned up by the Night Stalker, so he gets himself 2 kills on his first major rotation, I would say. Which is a good start, but it's a bit of a road back, and as much as killing the Quap was a good thing, Anti-Mage, I mean, Battle Fury in E-minus 400. 350, actually. No, it'd be, sorry, 450. 450 gold, he'll have a Battle Fury, which is very, very good timing. He'll probably have that in a moment or two here. Quap dropping very low, does get cleaned up under the tower. Ozvek on the Night Stalker doing a little bit of work with this, with his ulti, but he's going to get cleaned up and pay for it. Spectre did go down again a second time. Or second time? Third time for the Spectre. Earthshaker's now got mana boots. Death Prophet's going to be up here, and they're going to look to push this tower. I think Anti-Mage up against an Omni Knight should be okay, but looks like Omni Knight hit him with a Purification. And we'll look to pressure the lane a little bit. Anyway, just have to be a little bit careful here. He doesn't want to get hit by a too high level of Purify, as it does quite a bit of damage, and his spell shield does not help him at all. Up in this top lane, though, Jakiro with 3 points up in Liquid Fire is doing quite a bit of work on this tower. They're going to have it down in mere moments. Venomancer's rotating through, but all he can do is hope for a deny. They don't even have Glyph up to pop to delay them. He's just going to back off and not go for it. Jakiro picks up the last hit. This is Natural Night. Night Stalker smokes up on top of a ward in lane. That's unfortunate, but they have no way of knowing knowing that is there. And not sure where he's going to go from this. He's going to find a DD rune, but if they see it disappear, they're going to would have been able to ping it out. They think he's over on the side, but he's actually looping through their jungle. DD rune in his bottle, and he hits very hard. He has a lot of base strength. So we'll see what he does with that. Earthshaker's got to be kind of careful though. Razor's here as well. Can throw out the plasma field. Night Stalker throws out the silence before Earthshaker can do anything, and they're going to be able to clean him off. Purify comes through. Anti-Mage is going to blink away. Night Stalker wants to go. He's got his DD rune activated, doing a lot of damage here. Death Prophet's moving very quickly, able to get away. And this is an unfortunate amount of damage he's taking from the Ghost. Razor's going to get tagged up under the tower by the Ice Path. Anti-Mage comes through, gets off a nice Mana Void, and finishes off the Razor. Night Stalker gets a double kill before he goes down. Global... Oh, Guardian Angel comes out a little bit too late, just not quick enough to really do anything. Spectre is going to haunt. I don't think she's going to be able to get a kill, though. Gonna have to just go for the Jakiro. She's going to get cleaned up, though. Fissure as well. And that's a 4 going down. What is that final fight recap? Ah, it's all broken. But I want to say that was a 4 for 2. I think, yeah, they picked off the Earthshaker. He respawned and TP'd in, and they got the Death Prophet. Oh, the Guardian Angel was just too slow coming up from the Omni Knight. He needed to pop it a fair bit earlier. Fortunately, it did not. And was unable to save his allies there. And I think it would have done a lot of work because most of the damage coming out at them was physical between the Death Prophet's Ghosts as well as the Anti-Mage just right-clicking away. He's now got a sub... I want to say he picked that up during that fight or minute, so I would say about at least a 14-minute Battle Fury, and he's going to be going for Yasha. It's also a very nice stack for him ready to clear up. Earthshaker not going to do that. Would have cleared up too many of the creeps. Cleans up one himself. He's going to stun them all again. Fissure, he says, screw it, I want these. Anyway, he's going to clean up the majority of them, though. And yeah, he must be going for a Blink Dagger soon, I hope. But F1, F2. Going for the Orchid build on Quap, I think that's fine. Oh, Night Stalker is going to get gone on here. Hit by the Ice Path, getting a lot of damage done to him. Exmro, though, Ka, unfortunately, feeds himself to Night Stalker. Underestimates how tanky he is. He's got a lot of health and a lot of armor, and he's actually going to be able to rotate through. Unfortunately, he gets stunned up. He's going to throw to Silence, and he's just going to run away. That said, Venomancer has rotated through. Jakiro is going to go down here. He could probably turn, but silenced up and can't get off any of his spells. So they get 2 kills. Anti-Mage, not sure what you're doing there. Kind of, unfortunately, feeding himself away. Not worth it at all. Thought he could go, but Night Stalker's just a little bit too tanky. 11 armor and 1500 health. Not something you want to deal with. What did he just pick up? He picked up an SNY of his own. So he's going for the super mobile build, which I think is fine, as well as very high attack speed coming out with that. Anti-Mage has rotated back through, but they're going to see that. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, WXXY has level 2 Ghost if she wants to use it, and is just going to be pressuring in this top tower. Nighttime has worn off. Night Stalker does have his ulti if he chooses to use it. And we'll see if he wants to rotate for it.
Guess what's happening to Dyer's bottom tower?
He's now picked up a Glove of Haste, which makes me think he's going for a Maelstrom. I think is fine. I like Quap's build going for the Orchid. That way you can go on people like Omni Knight a lot easier. He's thinking about going, but decides against it. Jakiro's there as well. Gonna throw an Ice Path, but I don't think they want to go on this. They're gonna see the Night Stalker. Fissure's gonna come out though, blocks them both. Oh my gosh, that Echo Slam! Holy crap! That was very impressive coming out from Artie, who heard the Fissure into the very nice Echo Slam, came off a lot of the creeps, just melted those 3 heroes right as the Spectre came in as well. And I think what helped so much as well is that there were all of the illusions still from Haunt, because she just came in, so it probably echoed off of a handful of other illusions. That was very nice play coming from him, and very unfortunate for Shadowhunters. They're going to be feeling that when they lose their tier 2 mid and give up quite a bit of gold and experience as well. Death Prophet now has a Yule, so she's going to be a fair bit harder to deal with. Picking up a DD rune. Anti-Mage has his Battle Fury, and has a Yasha and a Sav coming on the way. So he's going to be just happy to farm away. Even though he did die once, he's going to be alright with that, I think. His farm is still very good, and with Yasha he'll do better. I think if he had picked up a Vlad's, though, he would have been a fair bit better off. Just in general. But we'll have to kind of wait and see. Swap, rotating through, looking for kill. Blinks, Scream, cleans up the Spectre very quick. Gets silenced, though. Has a magic stick, but not gonna pop it. She was going down either way, I think. Too many dots and the silence coming out. So there, it does show a little bit of work. Sounds only lasting for 3 seconds during the day, but 8 seconds at night, as well as applying the mischance. So very good spell. So she ends up trading herself, but I think even if she's trading away her life for the specters, I think that's fine, because the harder you can shut down the specter, the better. Like the more difficult you can make it for her to come back or get anything of relevance. Like she's going for a diffusal blade, but she's only about halfway there. Oh, Night Stalker's gonna get found by the Earthshaker, but who really found who here? Both teams having some people rotate through. Knight's gonna get popped by Ausvec. He's dropping very low. Guardian Angel's gonna come through. Unfortunately, doesn't clip the Night Stalker. Venno goes down anyway. I believe that was the Death Prophet that claimed the Venno, probably with a Crypt Swarm. Razor has rotated through as well. Silence comes out into WXXY. Very fast. Has phase boots. Buys a mech, then dies. I spent the money at least. So, a good trade coming out for Shadowhunters. They only lose a Venomancer, and they pick up Earthshaker and the Death Prophet. That's a lot of golden experience going their way. They're going to be pretty happy with that pick off. Nighttime was used. Anti-Mage still free farming, though. Has a battle, a Yasha and a Ultimate Orb, so he's doing all right. Ausvec only got a moment or two of nighttime left. Gonna throw it out onto the Earthshaker. Are they gonna be able to clean him up? I'm not sure if they will. Echo Slam comes out right before he dies. Nicely done. F1, F2 comes through, gets a nice Scream of Pain off on the. Oh, Omni Knight, what are you doing in here, buddy? He's gonna go down as well. Another Scream of Pain coming out from the Quap, and it's going to be another pickoff going their way. So that's, in the end, a 3 for Earthshaker exchange. But right after they take a step forward, they take 2 steps back. Very unfortunate here. And now nighttime settles in again. Night Stalker's going to be dead for the first 40 seconds of it. Spectre's slowly trying to find some farm. Needs to get to that Diffusal Blade, though, but a long ways off. Swamp has all of her spells up and can go at any moment. But she's not going to be able to find anything as she rotates through the jungle. Death Prophet, level 13, mech, Yules. So we're pretty tanky. Has the extra armor as well as the burst health from the mechanism. Anti-Mage pushes down the bottom tower and is going to continue to push in, I assume. He's actually got his Manta Style if he chooses. Actually all good on the way, and another 1400 gold on top, so he's been farming very well, and he's going to do quite a bit of damage to this. He's got a... No, he does, I thought he had a catapult there. That's my bad. Razor's there, going to throw to Plasma Field. He's just going to be able to run away. He's got to get away, though. Night Stalker is smoked up in the area. Got to be careful that they don't bait him out. Silence is going to come out onto him. He mantas out of it, though, and can now blink away, looking for the Mana Void. Unfortunately, not going to be able to find it. There it is! Nice pick off from him. Plays that very well. Just gets his Manta and able to blink away. I know before that they clicked on him and they would have thought, oh, he doesn't have it yet. Perfect. But he's going to go. Meanwhile, in the top and in the jungle. Oh, that right click, though. Unfortunately, the Purification not there in time. It's going to be a 3-0 across the map. They lose the Venomancer and the Omni up in their own jungle. And they might even look to go high ground here. 2 down? No, they're not. They're going to probably try and find this Night Stalker. But they're just going to walk past him like ships in the night. And they're going to be able to get away. And probably just look to push this bottom tower. They've got max liquid fire as well as level 2 exorcism. So it's very good at pushing down towers now. She's got a mech and a Yule, so can really maintain the push. And they have all that they need to clear up the creep waves quickly. And Night Stalker, Venom rotating through the side. But they ping him out. They know that where he is. Plasma Field's going to come through. They're hanging pretty far back. They don't want to go yet. Oh, they drop a sentry, and Ice Path, nicely done, connects onto 2. Exorcism is popped. Mana Void comes through, gets 1. Are they going to be able to clean up the Night Stalker? Yes, they are. Razor's going down as well. Anti-Mage blinks forward, gets a double kill for himself. Yule's up onto the Omni Knight. They're going to be able to get him. He's going to get off and Purify. No, he's not. It's a quick 4-0 going the way of New Gen. Shadowhunters is going to be pretty sad about that one, and I think this is the death of their tier 3, maybe? We'll have to see how quickly they can push. They've got a lot of creeps as well as liquid fire. Exorcism still up for a moment more. Nope, now it goes down. This will be the tier 3, and they might get some damage onto the rain racks. Not sure how long they're going to want to stick around for, but we'll see. With the anti-mage Manta style, they're actually going to be able to get the melee racks. This is going to be a full set of racks going their way at 23 minutes. I don't think Shadowhunters have a lineup that can really play from behind that far, so we'll have to see. They got to make some things happen pretty quick here, though. Got to make New Gen paying for sitting in their base for so long. Looks like they're just going to back off. Anti-mage. Oh, Quap blinks forward, goes for the scream. Doesn't get anybody. Fortunately, uses her ulti, but he's just going to back off. Anti-mage is going to blink out, and Nice Fish are there to secure their retreat. They're going to be fine. That is a big deal there. So they take a fight outside of their base at a tier 2, pay for it with their racks. Shadowhunters, what you guys are going to have to do is somehow miraculously win a fight with your best teamfight controller being Night Stalker with Crippling Fear. I think this is going to be Roshan, and he's picked up a Basher already. Anti-Mage already has a Basher. Holy crap. He's farming very well. His net worth is off the charts. The next closest on the Dire is the Night Stalker, who is not much over half his net worth, but it's very grim. And now with an Aegis, they're going to be able to just push the mid lane. And Anti-Mage quickly farms out a set of Ancients and is now going to push. He hits very hard already. Earthshaker's there with a Blink Dagger. Going to get off a nice Blink Enchant Totem. Fissure to follow up. Gets the kill. Doesn't bother wasting Echo Slam. Haunt comes out. It's not going to do a whole lot. That said, there it is. Echo Slam comes out. They get off another Enchant Totem. That's 4 down. Night Stalker's going to cancel his TP. Venomancer did get off an ulti, but I want to say it's going to be non-fatal for everybody. Quap actually might go down to this. Oh, goes for the Nigh. Misses. Whoops. Mega kill streak down for the Quap. How much gold is that for the Venomancer? I don't think it matters at this point. This is going to be their second set of racks. The Ghost's going to clear it up, and there's just not a whole lot they can do. The Shaker starts keeping out and cancels it. Very interesting. Night Stalker does get a tier 1 top, but at this point I don't think it matters a whole lot. They're down 2 sets of racks, and Night Stalker is going to get cleaned up by the Anti-Mage. How did he must have TP'd in and then blink forward into a bash. Night Stalker goes down solo to the Anti-Mage. Nice plays coming out from him. And New Gen with the, I want to say, a far superior draft. They picked heroes that Shadowhunters just couldn't really deal with too effectively. Like, they don't have any hard control. They picked a Night Stalker who, during the first night, stayed mid and was hurt most of the time, didn't rotate and look for picks. And they just weren't able to punish the, honestly, fairly greedy lineup. I went from New Gen. I mean, Anti-Mage needs a fair bit of time and space to come online. Death Prophet's pretty squishy early. Quap, again, not the tankiest early on. I mean, now she is, but at the time, could have been punished a fair bit. So, I think that's very unfortunate. I don't think Shadowhunters are as outclassed as this game makes it look. I think it's just they got outdrafted this time, and wasn't a whole lot they could have done about it. We're going to have a Blink Orchid onto the Spectre. He gets Eul's up, unfortunately. Scream's going to come through. That's going to clean him up. Razor takes a lot of damage from that as well. Looking for another Ice Path. Mana Void there, but unfortunately he's at full mana. Anti-Mage is going to have to blink forward and clean him up. Needs one more right click. Actually, it's going to come from the Death Prophet. That's 2 down outside their base already. Venomancer's there. Going to get hit by Enchant Totem. Fissure as well. Enchant Totem one more time. Oh, Purify from the Omni Knight. Repel as well. Venom's looking to turn it. Doesn't have an ulti for 8 seconds. Guardian Angel's going to come out, and not a whole lot they can do to him right now. 4 seconds. 3. Going to get Eul's up. We'll be able to pop his ulti right before he goes down. Nope. Going to get stunned up by the Earthshaker. Anti-Mage quickly cleans him up. Actually, that was the Death Prophet that got that one, but either way. They haven't taken this last set of racks yet, but Anti-Mage finds a kill on the Night Stalker, gets the bashes he needs, and I don't think it matters at this point if they clean up the top lane of racks, as Anti-Mage is just cleaning up every other building. And Eul's Crypt Swarm, as well as the Ghosts, quickly spell the end for the Venomancer. Spectre drops as well. Quap dropping very low. Where's Razor? Come on, buddy. Run out of the field with run out of there with a plasma field. But I think Shadowhunters have pretty much consigned this game. They're just maybe talking about what happened with the game, taking a moment. But either way, New Gen going to be very happy with their performance. They're going to Mega Creeps them here. Oh, the plasma field! Their Shaker with sub 20 health. They quickly get the Razor. Co-op screams down the creeps. And they're just looking to end this game. Echo Slam used on the Omni Knight. They're all dead. Spectre doesn't have his ulti. Can't even press R and hope for a kill. That's Mega Creeps. Now just a moment of time. Anti-Mage is going to go into the well. He might actually die here, but I guess he's still got his Aegis. And there's just not a whole lot they can do. Venomancer is going to tick out, I want to say. Yep, he does. Silence comes out onto the Anti-Mage. She's dropping pretty low. He buys a Halberd and a Butterfly at the same time. Yeah, he's going to be okay. Jeez. The evasion is real. But that's a Mega Creeps up against a Naked Ancient. And Shadow Hunters, props to them for not just calling her earlier, but it was a very well played game coming out from New Gen, and that's going to be GG well played. Next Gen take the victory, and they advance to the next round in the Dota 2 Canada Weekly Cup. I am your host for today, Wolf Dota. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the cast, you can follow me on Twitter, or you can also follow on Twitch. And then if you wanted to check out any VODs or see anything else I've done, it's all up on my YouTube channel. Quick shout out to Xfire for sponsoring the tournament, as well as providing the platform for the tournament. That is the brackets that all the players are using, and as well as the admins for organizing everything. It's a very solid platform, and I highly recommend it to anyone who's looking for tournament setups for themselves. But thanks for tuning in. You're going to have more games coming up shortly. Stay tuned for some more Dota 2 Canada Weekly Cup action.